Hello, everyone. We're going live a little earlier than we had planned. I got a teammate down here who is being oh so needy. This is Nunzio, but he's trying to love everything on my desk. He wants attention, and he's drooling all over. It's Nunzio. He was named after a character in a Myth Adventures book. He had a brother named Guido, and Myth Adventures went to a gangster world and were protected by Guido and Nunzio. So we're going to start off this week with Nunzio accepting every pet that I can give him, while I attempt to share what we've got in the mail, huh? You want to let me do that? Okay. So, Heroic Studios was on recently, and they sent us a bunch of stuff. They came on and demoed. We played a one shot of their Weird West game, and I can't think of the name of it all of a sudden. I think their Kickstarter just finished up recently. So we're going to show what they gave us. So they gave us a few copies of Beta Red, which doesn't look like much, but when you pick it up, these are heavy. Like, the print quality of these are really good. So this is a small cyberpunk game that they made. You make this really difficult trying to do this one-handed, buddy. I have a giant cat right off screen, bogarting my hand. So gave us 5 copies. So Beta Red looks really nice. Want to sit down and go through it, but I say that for every game. Stop loving the books. You're getting kitty slobber on stuff. I don't need kitty slobber on things. Stop with kitty slobber. Oh, you're such a needy beast. So, with the Beta Red, we also got the cutest little GM screen ever. It's so tiny. But it's perfect because it just gives you enough information to play the game. It's a fairly simple, straightforward game, and gives you a place to hide your dice. Hey, thanks for the description there, Trollish. I think I know you. Thanks for the resub. Also from Heroic Games. Can I share the link? Oh, can I share the YouTube link? Let me try. I don't have access to a link while it's live streaming on YouTube. Yeah, it doesn't let me get on. No, once it's live, I have no share buttons or anything. Well, let me hang on, maybe. Oh, there it is. It was hiding. There. So, if you don't like Twitch, you can do YouTube as well. So, also from Heroic Games, before I was derailed there, and so those now know we stream both Twitch and YouTube when we're going live now, and you are such a needy beast. So, Maximum Apocalypse. So we got the role-playing game core rulebook, the Game Master. Oh, there we go. I'm gonna move the camera around because I went to standing because it's more better for me. So, core rulebook, Game Master book, and the Monster Manual. And this is the core of their Weird West game that we were playing last Sunday, or a couple Sundays ago. And man, time flies. And it was actually really cool. I enjoyed it. And I think it's overall, it's got some really strong mechanics. There are a couple things that personally I'm not fond of, but they're unique and work really well in their system. So other people should really pick up on them and like them. They have a static initiative system, which I'm not a huge fan of, but makes their system very fast, and that's what they were going for. So it works in their system. It's not my thing, static IP initiatives, but it does actually really work well in the maximum apocalypse system. So look up Heroic Games with an extra E. Where's it at? HEEROIC. Heroic Studios Gaming. And then lastly, we just got this in. The new Transformers role-playing game. The limited print. More than meets the eye. We're going to have to do something cool with this coming up here in the future. So that's the new stuff we've gotten. Oh, and a giant beastie that's making all kinds of purring noises. So if you hear random noises, it's probably this giant 21-pound beastie hanging out. Okay, let's see. Yes, I'm a little biased as well. Let's see. Now stop loving the hand that's on the mouse. I don't need you to click extra thingies for me. Okay. Oh, jeez. Think that should be good. There we go. You guys don't care about my face. Let's see. So, we'll get into some news here. Oh, let me bring my chat windows back up. There we go. Oh, yeah, you gotta drop the news, the news links before 10 to 6, and because I've closed Discord and everything down. Usually at 10 to 6 is when I stop going through all the Discord links. See, so Assassin's Creed still biting my hand. He wants attention. Let's see. So Assassin's Creed tabletop RPG announced. Yes, it was. Well, Kanye hasn't bought Parler yet. They've agreed upon the sale or something like that. But that's social media, and I'll be honest, I don't care about social media. Anyways, Assassin's Creed tabletop RPG announced. So Simon, Zombicide, and a bunch of other awesome games announced plans to publish an Assassin's Creed tabletop RPG earlier today. That was 5 days ago. So Simon announced its Guillotine Press imprint will publish an Assassin's Creed RPG with players creating descendants, modern-day characters who can access their assassin ancestors' memories via the anime. I've only played the first one a long time ago. Network. The game will be managed by an Animus operator, which is neat, the equivalent to the GM. Simon will also produce numerous game supplements and accessories, including character miniatures, maps, and game aids. Simon did not announce whether the Assassin's Creed RPG would use a new engine or adopt an existing one. like 5e or Powered by the Apocalypse. This will be the first time Assassin's Creed tabletop RPG has been released. So, I hate having to play the game to get my art to sell. Simon has done RPGs. So they did Zombicide. When they relaunched Zombicide Second Edition, they did the board game and an RPG, and we're supposed to be getting a copy someday. I hope soon. That's well. Yeah, well, because I don't think the Zombicide RPG is in anybody's hands at the moment. I don't know if it's actually been shipped out, because I backed it on Kickstarter, and I have not seen our copy. So I need to dig through our Kickstarter and say, hey, what's going on? So this could be their second RPG. Well, this will be their second RPG. Because I don't even know what system the Zombicide RPG uses. So I don't. To be honest, Assassin's Creed RPG could use kind of anything as a system, because there's so many decent fantasy-based systems out there that they kind of can put Assassin's Creed on top of anything. Because you're just a superhero style character assassin within a fantasy world. But I do think it's neat. I like that there are some cool digital RPGs that are making their way into the tabletop realm. Let's see. Star Trek Adventures. Now on Fantasy Grounds. So I think this is a huge thing. Don't lick. Stop licking cables. Jeez, they're not kitty licorice. Jeez, this is way harder than I thought it would. Stop. There's cables everywhere. So, Star Trek Adventures for Fantasy Grounds. I think this is super awesome. It's a $50 add-on. Woo. Let's see. Smitework, in collaboration with Modifius Entertainment, is proud to announce the official support for Star Trek Adventures RPG, with the new release includes the contents for the core rules and custom rule set for Fantasy Ground Unity. It is built internally by Smiteworks and builds upon the same rule set powering other Modifius RPGs for Fantasy Grounds Unity, Fallout, and Dune. Oh, actually, I didn't know Fallout and Dune were in Unity, or we're in Fantasy Grounds. The new system supports character creation, combat, ship combat, and more. Create your own Star Trek stories of discovery and adventure on the Final Frontier. I didn't see this article. I didn't see a price. Let's click through to the Fantasy Grounds. Yeah, that's a $50 add-on. Oh, hi there, Cujin. But if it includes the entire game and all the add-ons, that could be. Star Trek. So let's looking at Fantasy Grounds. New threat looms across the Gamma Quadrant, as it is confirmed by Commander Sisko and his crew that the Dominion, led by the Founders, represent a significant threat to the Alpha Quadrant. Tension is already high in the region of Bajor and Deep Space Nine. As the Maquis continue to act against the Cardassian Federation peace treaty, with Captain Janeway and the crew of the USS Voyager preparing their mission in the Badlands. Man, it feels like the 1990s all of a sudden. And new crews that have never been in higher demand. Create your own Star Trek stories of discovery and adventure. 2D20 system adapted for Star Trek Adventures, used in Mutant Chronicles. I thought it was saying that you'd get all kinds of other stuff. An extensive exploration of the United Federation of Planets. So, Full catalog of aliens and antagonists, including Klingons, Romulans, Cardassians, the Borg, and the Dominion. Really want to know like what all is actually included, but I do kind of dig that they have it in L cars. Oh, here. Oh, let's see. Get ready for the second edition of Witch Fated Souls tabletop RPG with a free kickstart. Am I gonna have to? You're stuck on me. Oh, okay. I'm gonna put you down. Go hunt. I have so much cat hair here now. Well, as much as I love my cat, that was not the greatest idea. Now he's staring at me very angry-like because I put him down. So, get ready for the second edition of Witch Fated Souls tabletop RPG with a free quick start. You coming to get him? Witch is a tabletop RPG that is set in our own world and own time, but with supernatural elements behind the scenes. Think of shows like Supernatural and the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. Like the show, but it wasn't very Sabrina-like. I wish they would just like named the characters something else. Well, the game is getting ready to launch its second edition via Kickstarter, and I need to look up when the what's it called? Monty Python Kickstarter is going. Let's see. So this is if you've played Witch before, it is. I've seen the system. It's a neat idea. I do like things that are set in the current world. And yes, you are right. Nostalgia gets the clicks. That's why they keep reusing IPs. I just wish people would just make their own stuff. Always get frustrated when I see like, oh, we're doing a new take on it. Like, just make new characters. But anyways, second edition for Witch, we'll cover it when it goes live on Kickstarter, which will be soonish. Let's see. Hasbro to produce official D&D documentary. So, the D&D movie, probably going to be the best D&D movie put out. So the previous CEO of Hasbro was big into doing media movie stuff, and sadly he passed away. And then the current CEO of Hasbro used to be the CEO of Wizards of the Coast, which is the owner of Dungeons & Dragons. So I think this might be one of his legacy projects, because apparently there's a bunch of legacy media and movie projects that they're trying to figure out, like, hey, what is, what's going to make us money? What do we need to, what do we need to kill? Seeing as how the current CEO of Hasbro and WotC and D&D are all former Microsoft employees, higher ups, and they're all pushing WotC and D&D to be super digital. We're probably going to see just a handful more projects that were put into motion before the last CEO passed away, because it was his passion. That's why we got the D&D movie that's coming out with Chris Pine. So, and looking into this, it looks like there's some people that are behind it that are really passionate about D&D, but don't know. I don't know how far along they are, and yeah, and Joe oh geez, I butchered that poor guy's name. He's a pretty cool guy. He is one of the big names behind it, but always a little leery of any new projects coming out. talking about stuff that over the last 50 years of gaming, because role-playing games have gone from birth to bust, or to boon to bust to boon to, and I don't want to see another bust, but there will be another one. So it's always interesting to see anybody's take on a project, or on something like this. And there's 50 years of history that some people we may have gotten wrong over the years. So let's go over some new releases that kind of came up neat. These are all I Show Noble Knight. Maybe more viewers, followers, or oh no, yeah, I think we got a bot. So the next few things will be new releases. I'm showing them through Noble Knight Games. That's just an easy way to search for new stuff. But I do suggest you all hit up your local game stores if you're interested in any of this for new releases. And it may cost a little more. You may have to wait a couple weeks, but whatever you do, support your local game store. Be willing to pay that local tax, just because sometimes it may cost you more than buying it online. But it's always worth it to support your local store if you have a good local store. If you don't, well, because I've seen plenty of bad local stores, but I, for the most part, tell everybody to shop locally. Okay, Oz. This came out on the 5th, so almost out of the 23 Oz books. Most of them are available to be used in the. They're all copyright free, whatever that term is that I cannot think all of a sudden. So, an adventure just down the yellow brick road. The award-winning author and illustration of Neverland returns with another beautiful RPG setting book in the Oz, a fantasy role-playing game. Public domain, thank you. Why couldn't I think of that? While many have traveled with Dorothy Gale to the world of Oz, which, if you've not read any of the Oz books, there's some really dark stuff within there, and they're really, really neat books. I don't go to the RPG Geek often. Let's click through these, and I'll peruse the link that Eric just shared. So, I like the Wizard of Oz world. I've never been a big. Who's the author? Andrews McMeel Publishing is the company. The author. Where's the author? Author not listed. Oh, Andrew Kolb. Andrew Kolb. Kolb. Did Neverland. That came out. Yeah, and if you haven't read the books, there's a ton of them. Frank L. Baum wrote many of them. His wife, when he passed, allowed friends. There's 3 authors of all the different Oz books, and I think there's 26 books in total, and 13 of them or something like that are from Baum himself. And it's a far more fascinating world than we ever see from the Wizard of Oz movie, or the Return to Oz. I think it was in the 90s with she played in The Craft with the wheelies and stuff. That was a creepy, awesome movie. I loved it. But if you want a great world to dive into, look up the Oz books, and Andrew Kolb. Hopefully, the Neverland was pretty cool. If this one is neat is as cool as Neverland was, it'll be pretty awesome, and should be enjoyable. And read the books, because they will give you nightmares and plenty of ideas to play in an interesting world. Shotguns and Sorcery. 5e Sourcebook from Full Moon Enterprise. So, Dragon City, it's the grim, greedy metropolis ruled over by the Dragon Emperor, with legions of zombies scratching at the city walls by night, whether in the streets of the Goblin Town or the prestigious halls of the Academy of Arcana apprenticeship. People try to scrape by, make a living, and survive from one day to the next. You, however, are looking for something more than a simple survival, and in this city, you don't make your own adventure. Another adventure is sure to find you. Based on the fantasy noir novels, the New York Times bestseller author Matt Fordeck, Shotguns and Sorcery, 5e Sourcebooks contains everything you need to know to move your game straight into Dragon City. So, if you've read the books, I have not. I've heard good things about the books, but it is a fun, silly take on... It's a neat sounding world to play 5e in. 13th Age. I like 13th Age. This is the D20 edition. Drakenhall, City of Monsters. So, new book come out for 13th Age. If you know about 13th Age, is a pretty cool game. And if you've not played it, I would suggest trying to dig up a copy. It is a really cool world. It's a really neat game. I've enjoyed it every time that I've sat down with it. I have yet to run it personally. Matt Forbeck was one of the creators of Deadlands, yes. 13th Age, the better 4E. There's a second ed for 13th Age coming out soon. I enjoy it. And I like that they're still publishing stuff for it. Pellegrin Press puts out some really cool stuff. And they're really, every time I've talked to people from the company, they're all really good folk. So, and again, cool game. And they gave Carissa a shirt years ago. Maybe that's why I like them so much. See, it's that time of the year. So if I didn't talk about horror games, slasher, I love this. This is shortest. Yes, I did steal it, but it was also like ginormous on you. So, Slasher is inspired by classic films of the 80s and includes tools to help your table tell their own horror story. One player takes the role of the slasher and the other the innocent teenagers. By Exalted Funeral. I want this game so much. Because it is literally like we joke about GM versus players. Well, they did it, but they did it in a way that works because you watching a movie, you're typically, it's the story of the it's the story of the slasher, and you're just paying attention to the the campers or the teens or the whatever. So now the player's going to play as that, and you get to put together a horror movie, and as the GM, you're the slasher, and you get to kill the players when they do everything wrong. It's awesome because it's everything we tell players not to do, but done in a way that should work. Also from Exalted Funeral, Paranormal, just in time for Halloween. Paranormal is a game for 2 players, a hunter and a spirit, who competitively but collaboratively create a story together using innovative and competitive mechanics. The tale that unfolds is one of a vengeful spirit, its haunt, and a ghost hunter desperate to make a name for themselves. I'm super intrigued by this because I've been looking for more 2-player games. There was a good run of 1-player games when we asked for them, and now we're looking for more 2-player games. Technically, any game that's multiplayer can be pushed down to 2 players, but if the mechanics are built for it, this sounds super neat as well. 1 player plays as the ghost hunter, 1 player plays as the spirit. Really neat way to do a fun dance while telling a story, while building a story. Let's see, Gravemire from Clawhammer Games. Gravemire is a tabletop role-playing game about death, growth, horror, and survival based on a original mechanical framework and is set in the churning waters of the Louisiana Bayou. Circa 1894. Players slip into the roles of outsiders arriving in the town of Scarstone, a rural outpost that has been warped by a terrible transformation known as the convulsion. Once Scarstone was surrounded by similar towns. The bayou once had an end. Now, unknowable numbers of horrors seep through the uncharted backwaters. Strange magic contorts reality to its whims, and the settlements that called Scarstone their neighbor jut half ruined from the mire, like the bones from a wound. Times have changed. That sounds creepy. And it's kind of a neat cover. I like that they did a black cover with like white chalk art. Holy cow! $75. Oh! That better be like a really, it's 150 pages. That better be one hell of a nice book. That is hardcover. Let's see. Hunter the Vigil, 2nd edition. So, if you don't know, all of the World of Darkness stuff is weirdly in 2 different companies at the moment. So, you have Onyx Path that is doing Vampire Requiem and now some Hunter stuff. And you have Renegade that's doing Vampire and has Hunter, The Reckoning, and is going to be doing Werewolf soon. So you have 2 different companies doing 2 different versions. Like they're not compatible from what I understand at all. But there is a new Hunter book out from Onyx Path. Oh. Yes, we talked about the Lego thing last week, and so if you look in the Twitch chat, you'll see the link that Lackey just put in the Twitch chat. It is Lego is going to be doing a Dungeons and Dragon playset, but they're looking for ideas, and the winners will actually get like 5 copies of their own playset and other stuff. Let's see. The Darkest House from Monty Cook. So we will be doing some work with Monty Cook at PAX Unplugged, and really dig a lot of the things that Monty Cook puts out. So I believe this is based on their Cypher system. I may be wrong, but I'm pretty sure this is going to be based on their Cypher system. So Darkest House is a mega adventure that takes you into a unique realm of horror. It's made for the game you're playing right now. Oh, so it's system agnostic. Never mind. To be integrated into your campaign, regardless of the setting or the game system and its format. An entirely new form of tabletop RPG project. It's uniquely optimized for online play. There's a whole bunch for the Lego thing. There's a whole bunch of let's see. So I didn't look at this one before we started, but I am super intrigued by this because this is system agnostic, and this actually makes me think of things that I have done to games in the past where they run across a house and it's a whole nother just end of the campaign. Let's see. Let's look at the Lego thing real quick. This is the link we used last week. Cookies. So you get 1% of the total net sales of the Dungeons & Dragon product. So if you're picked as one of the winners, you get a royalty from that D&D product. That can be huge. 10 sets of whatever the set that you create. Credit and bio in the set materials as a Lego Ideas D&D fan designer, and a prize package of Dungeons & Dragons goodies. So, if I was more into Legos, man, I'd be all over this. I have to stay away from Legos. So, and to be honest, I would love hey, if people want to do this in the behalf of the library, Noble Knight, what does Infinity? Of course, it's horror RPG. All Magic the Gathering stuff is uh, no Lego until there's no more Warhammer. Yes, one. I, I do. I've done Warhammer 40k stuff for years, so Warhammer 40k is my Lego. Let's see. We're gonna look at. Let's look at this RPG Geek Leak that. What's new in. Oh, geez. What's new in October? RPG Geek. Oh, jeez. And this is what's wrong with the AI. Oh, God. Let's see. Yes, Angela Lansbury passed away. She was still doing stuff. That's so. Some of these older actors and actresses that are passed, it's always sad when someone passes, but many of them have stopped doing things years ago. But Angela Lansbury was still actually doing plays, like live stuff. Let's see. New releases at your friendly local game store. 5e Games is a Book of Ebb and Tides from Kobold Press, Legend Lore from Onyx Path, Tales of the Shadows, All State 2nd Edition. Let's see. Oh, AI State. Oh, wow, they're getting a 2nd edition. Cool. Wow. Nice. And yeah, it's a cool D6 system. Yes, we have the 1st edition of this in the library. Awesome. Achtung Cthulhu mission dossier. I like Achtung Cthulhu. I've been looking through the books. Back again from the Broken Land. Oh, this was just on a bundle of holding deal. Badger and Coyote. Let's see. Oh, from Itch. Badger and Coyote are good friends, even though they are different creatures and live by different rules. Badger and Coyote is an asymmetrical, GM-less duet game where each player takes turns describing a scene and complication. Sweet, another 2-player game, and I want to get more and more of this. In the library, because I've had a lot of, especially the last 3 or 4 events, I've had couples that have like a new baby in the house, and they're like, we would like to go places, or one of the other plays, and they don't want to play online, and they're like, I want to get my significant other into playing. They're 2-player games, and we've not had many within the library. Now we're seeing a bunch. This is awesome. See. Where'd my mouse go? Beak, Feather, and Bone. A map labeling RPG. This is a expansion, I think, for something. Starting with the unbalanced city map, players are assigned community roles before taking turns claiming and describing locations. You're not building a city. Everything on the map already exists. You're merely fleshing out each building's role in the community as buildings are claimed. This was actually just, I think there was an expansion for this on Kickstarter recently, which is really neat because you have like a map and you're building the city out, or the city is built. You're fleshing it out, which is a pretty cool idea. So yeah, they just had an expansion on Kickstarter. Fedora Noir. is a collaborative role-playing game of corruption, loyalty, passion, and betrayal, told in the style of film noir. How will the detective go to solve the case? Can the partner with the flame be trusted? And what will the hat think when it all goes sideways? Well, let's see. Bleak Spirit, no link. Deviant the Renegades. Nice. Onyx Path. This is this within? Yeah, Chronicles of Darkness. So the World of Darkness system. So fairly new, and this is from Renegade. So it goes with Vampire and all of that fun stuff. It's a D10 based system. So if you like Vampire or Hunter, and you like Renegade games, they did sponsor us. So Tiny Library. Oh, they're putting stuff out. We've got some Tiny Library stuff. I need to dig them out. Yeah, this isn't new. This has been around for a couple years. So this list is what's new October. Yeah, like Tiny Library. That's been around for over a year. I backed them on Kickstarter, and they've physically been out. See, the Great Soul Train Robbery. Oh, hey, hang on. I was hoping that it was set in the 70s. I had an entirely different idea when it said Soul Train. No. Tiny Library has been in distribution for 6 months or more. Their Kickstarter, like, we received product for them before right around the time I got home from Ukraine, and it's been in distribution for a while. Yes, I like. So with the Great Soul Train Robbery, I don't know whether to be excited that it's probably this neat Old West RPG, or sad that it is not Soul Train. Like, oh my God! Imagine like you're playing ghosts that are. Imagine like a Scooby-Doo thing where you're trying to uncover a mystery, and you have to get into the episode of Soul Train. Man, God, I want to do this so much now. I need some people to help with the Soul Train role playing game. Man, do I want I want it so much. Mazes. Mazes came out a little while back. Well, Mazes originally came out in 2020, but they just released their full book last month. Your characters has been taken over by the spirit of dancing, and you must go down. Oh, jeez. Okay, we're gonna move on. Let's go into some Kickstarter stuff. There's some interesting, fun things. I'm going to cover one that's not an RPG. Let me cover that real quick. So, Cyber Symbiosis, we were doing a run-through of their game. They're working on the RPG now. So, this is their graphic novel for the world, which I like it when, if you're building out an RPG, if you build out a world. Local guys did Identico. Before they released their role-playing game, they released a book of short stories about their world. So this is also what Woody and his team are doing. So you've got the Cyber Symbiosis graphic novel number 1. They're building out the world that you'll end up buying the RPG for and playing in that world. So I wanted to cover what they were doing, and I love their homage to one of my favorite movies, Blade Runner. An homage to Blade Runner here. But it'd be cool to build out a world that you can then later on jump into and play. So wow, they give you a lot of stuff. Let's see. So Woody's a good guy. He ran a bunch of stuff, and oh, I didn't know Identico was doing living campaigns now. Yeah, actually, one of the artists, one of the people working on this project is in the chat, or I hope possibly still in chat. I didn't know Identico started doing living campaigns. That's cool. So, if you don't know what a living campaign is, that's part of the reason why Vampire was so big in the 90s and early 2000s, was everybody was playing in the same world all at the same time. The people playing in Seattle and Texas and New York, they were all playing in the same world. And as they put supplements out, they advanced the story. And so everybody was advancing the story all at once, which is really cool. And so Identico is now doing living campaigns. I'll have to get a hold of them and find out how they're doing it and what they're doing with it, because there's a bunch of different ways you can do living campaigns. So really excited about that. So another game, another Cyberpunk game, and Cyber Symbiosis. We played it on stream. They just launched today, or yesterday I think it was, and we'll keep an eye on this because we know that it's going to become an RPG down the road. Let's see. Undying Corruption, a Korean 5th adventure RPG. Or adventure, excuse me. They explore the land of Danguk as shamans and exorcists face off with creatures seen only in Korean folklore. So this is something I love, because I love it when people take their culture, or take a culture and turn it into a game that makes people want to learn more about it. We see it all the time with RPGs, and seeing Korean culture being brought in, some cool folklore from Korea, because there's some cool stuff. Undying Corruption is a 400-ish page 5e adventure path book that takes place in the country of Danguk. Based on Korean folklore and history, take the roles of exorcist and uncover a frightful conspiracy at the heart of the country. Some really nice looking art. And if you haven't looked into like Korean like folklore and stories, there's some really cool stuff. Also, like, if you want some really cool TV shows and movies, Korea's kicking out some really good stuff as well. And some of it is based upon their folklore. So, let's see, $30 gets you the game in PDF. Shipping anywhere in the world. Japan and China have been done quite a bit in RPGs. Yes. Out of the three main, Asian cultures that we interact with in the U.S., which is China, Japan, and Korea. China's got a lot, not as much in the tabletop RPGs, but a lot in video games and stuff. Japan, because we get so much stuff coming out of Japan, because we've had such a close relationship with Japan. And we're now seeing more stuff come out of Korea these last few years, and some really cool stuff. So I grew up with a lot of Japanese and Korean friends. My favorite thing in high school was my friends' Korean grandmothers that always tried to make kimchi too hot for me. One almost succeeded. My face hurt for days, but I still ate it and walked away without her knowing any the wiser. My friend knew. Let's see, $60 gets you the PDF and a hardcover. Physical hardcover with regular cover. $80 gets you the limited physical hardcover. $100 $130 gets you the physical and all enamel pins and sticker sheets. Oh, cool. $250 gets you the enamel pin sticker sheets, all stickers, all posters, acrylic 2D mini set, and the physical book with regular cover. And or you can get for all that with the limited cover for the same price. $420 gets you the digital PDF, all enamel stickers and pins, all posters, all stickers, 2D mini set, your character printed on a wood print. Oh, that's so cool. Okay, I don't have the money for that, but regular or the limited cover. $500, the prophecy tier. Get you a fortune telling. You don't get the cool wood print, but you get the fortune telling session. I'd much rather have the wood print. And Mountain God tier. What a cool. Yeah, you tell me that is not one of the coolest. I'm going to scroll through the pictures and see if there's a picture of a wood print thing. See, at $600, get all you get the book, all the minis and stickers, and your character illustrated by one of our artists. Let's see, oh, I really am digging some of this art. I love some of the Korean art. Whoa, that's super cool. Wraith of the Wetlands. That's nifty. Yes, feverishly taking notes on the bespoke Kickstarter cheers. There's some really cool stuff out there for Kickstarter cheers, and I'll have to say this wood print one, I hope that they have an example. There's the PDF, the book. There's the regular cover. There's the collector's, the special cover. Whoa, there's the stickers and enamel pins and, whew. Actually, it's pretty cool. This is just what they show for the wood print thing. Your character printed on a wood print Nori. There's the stickers, sticker sheets, enamel pins, prints, the acrylic minis. Those are actually really cool. Oh, they don't have a better. Oh, I love the idea of the wood print thing. Man, just that. I think that's probably one of the coolest things I've seen added in. Okay. Micro Dungeons Halloween Edition 2022. They were only looking for $49. They're at almost $8,000. That's crazy. So Micro Dungeons has done a bunch of stuff, and we've looked at their stuff before, and this is actually kind of cool. So Micro Dungeons are like 1 to 2 sheet dungeons that they sell fairly cheap, which is really cool. And they've got a bunch of them. I think they did a Kickstarter recently for like a big book of them. Let's see. So for $20, get you Micro Dungeon 5. This is a digital reward, so you get a PDF of it. So, well, here's your tiers. $20. Oh no, 20 Mexican dollars, so around $1 US. So then you get a PDF for Micro Dungeons Halloween. You can do that one for $1. Adaptable Encounters Halloween 2022 for around $1, and then for $3 you can get all of them. So, and then you can do like let's see, they got catch-up bundles. So for $25. The catch-up bundle, that gets you Micro Dungeon Halloween 2022 PDF. Adaptable Encounters Halloween Edition 2022. Micro Dungeons 5 for 5e. Micro Dungeons 5, or Micro Dungeons 4 5e. Micro Dungeons 2, 3, 4 for 5e. Micro Dungeons Halloween Edition 2021. Micro Dungeons Winter Edition 2021. Micro Dungeons Undead Edition. Micro Dungeon Cosmic Horror Edition. And Micro Dungeons Dragons Edition. So $25, you can get a ton of little things, and this is a small group out of Mexico. I don't know where Moderna, Mexico is, but we've looked at their stuff before, and I've looked at a couple PDFs. Somebody sent me one of their PDFs, and it looks pretty. I mean, it's well put together. Quick dungeon, and they're wonderful. They look like they're wonderful for one shots or 1 to 2 shot. See, Ink Souls, Chronics of Etheron. A strategic positional role-playing game that mixes some elements of classic tabletop RPG with dynamism of a new combat mechanics. Let's see. Ink Souls and the Chronics of Etheron are 2 fantasy-themed game manuals born from the ideas of creating intuitive and fast-learning game mechanics combined with a unique setting studied in every detail. The foundation of Ink Souls rests on the desire to vary the dynamics of the more classic tabletop RPG in favor of a game that is more comfortable, fluid during combat, and that is able to stimulate the strategy of a player's minds. So, we've talked about in the past, always a little bit of a red flag to us when it's first created, zero-backed, so they've not taken time to, support other creators. It's not a necessarily, like, hey, don't do this, but if they've not been, hey, we created an account, we created a little company, we're going to throw some stuff out, we know nothing about them, and it's always tough to, throw a few bucks out to that creator the first time. Let's see, $10, your own skills and spells. You will, let's see. You'll have the opportunity to submit your personal and original skills and spells, which, after careful checks and balances, may appear in the final publication next to your name. Let's see, game manual for $15. So you can pay $10 to put something into their book, but don't get the book back. So at $15, everything you need, or €15, they're roughly equal right now, everything you need to learn the original game mechanics, lists of spells and special abilities. You will also find useful tools that will help the master create innovative adventures. So you get the PDF. So if you pay $25, you oh, nice. Yeah, we'll talk about that one, Lackey. Let's see. So if you do the $15 to get the PDF and $10, you can get the PDF and your spell. Environment manual. You'll find everything you need to fully understand the game world and its laws. So this is to play. This is to so player's manual, GM's manual. Game manual, paper format. So $39 US, you get a game manual. $55, you get the paper format environment manual. That seems a little expensive. And $85, you get both. And they don't look like... Okay, they're much bigger than they looked. Up here, these looked very zine-like. This is much bigger. Okay. little different. Yeah, and like, I like it when, so, Lunar Dragon said that's pretty low cost, gonna get a lot of things they will have to go through and balance and review, and probably won't fit, but you gotta include it because you took the money and yada yada. So, yes, it is a first-time creator. So... Well, according to, they're sadly not doing well. I mean, I always say sadly, but they're missing a lot within there. There seems to be a little sloppy. Everything seems to be very generic mock-up. So I'd like to know more about the game, and I bring these up so that people can look at these and go, their prices are a little off. They don't seem right. Somebody said in the chat, this should be an add-on. Talk about it in here, not, because you could just get trolls. Hey, I'm gonna buy a bunch of these and add something stupid. But I hope that they learn from this. They go back, clean up their project, relaunch in a new way that, look at what has been successful. Every Kickstarter I run a little bit more. I hope that they come out with some good lessons and can do. Yes, exactly. And doing a Kickstarter is not easy, and you could do everything right and still, fall flat on your face. It's frustrating and sad. But they're don't have much in the way. There's not like. Their art is very generic, so there's a lot of things that, being a first time launch, probably gonna make people go, don't know. And market is oversaturated. That is very true. Is still got a bunch more of these to go through. Talked about these guys before. I'm not going to go over them again. Brutal Earth, I think, sounds really cool. I don't think they're going to get their goal. I'm kind of sad about that because I do think that this is going to be kind of a cool game. I'm down for the stone and sorcery type stuff. There's a lot. Every time I've gone through this, there's a lot of things I find really neat about this game. It's their fourth created. They've backed a whole bunch, and I've looked into their other projects. They've all everything that they've done has been shipped, so they don't have anything weirdly sitting out there. And within this, they've also got virtual tabletop stuff, STLs. So I'm hoping that if they don't get their next $1,000, that they that they come back, because there's some really cool stuff in here. Let's see. Must Be a Dragon, a masterless RPG of explorers and dragons. Masterless tabletop role-playing game set in the 1800s Europe, where dragons exist, and your purpose is to find them. Always intrigued to see GM-less games. Sometimes they're not great, sometimes there are. On Cyber Rats, he says on Cyber Rats, they got 30% of their funding in the last 48 hours. And I tell people that. I was like, even it's great if you fund like in the first day or two, then you're a little more relaxed, but it's frustrating when you're 2/3 of the way there or 3/4 of the way there or whatever, and then you're just waiting, and then even the last like 36 hours is, you'll be sitting there, and then once you cross over, you'll get a bunch of people that'll come back because they'll put reminders in, and they'll get notifications it's last day or 12 hours left or whatever, and they'll go, oh hey, they funded, and they'll then put a few bucks in. So this is another first created, zero backed. They at least have art. The 1800s Europe is full of turmoil. Political turmoil sweeping the continent, and the ascent of Napoleon raised a wind of change throughout the land. But still, the dragons are studied by universities, researchers, and explorers. These creatures, as shy as they are marvelous, tend to avoid men and their cities, but at the same time, intrigued by them. Meeting a dragon is the dream of every explorer. That sounds kind of neat. You're running around in Bonaparte era, trying to find dragons that exist, but are not interacting with human. See, $20 gets you the PDF and digital stretch goals, and so I like it if you're a backer and hey, we're going to do a backers page. I don't like the ones that, hey, $20 gets you the PDF, $30 gets the PDF, and then your name in the book. I'm like, if you're gonna do that, just do everybody that's a backer, and then you can do tiers or special thanks or whatever. Let's see. $39 or €40 gets you the RPG hardcover and the PDF. $59 PDF hardcover, the Explorer's Kits, which gets you 10 scenes, 10 track sheets, and 1 narrator token. A set of 40 scale tokens. A red head dragon 3D print, an STL. Sell add-ons. For every extra dollar you donate, we'll make your name one point bigger. Everybody gets in the name of the backer page, but if you include $10 more, you go from an 8 font to a 10 font. I actually like that one. That is actually really great. Let's see, where are these guys at on their... they're close. They're in that... They're at 7,000, needing, or they're just shy of 7,000, needing they might be close. 3 days to go. I'll personally check back on these guys in a couple days and see where they're at. And they're coming out of Italy, so let's see. Talked about this one a couple weeks ago. Talking about 2-player RPGs. 12 Deaths Till Deepest Night. This is a really neat sounding RPG for 2 players. I wanted to bring this one back up. I don't really want to go over it because it's super depressing, but I think could lead to some really cool gameplay. You're kind of in limbo, and you're trying to solve your murder before you run out of essence, basically, and get sucked into, one of the 2 afterlives. So you're kind of, you're in. It's like there's some really cool concepts, and there is some neat looking art. And then this logo doesn't match. I know it's a company logo, but it just kind of makes me. It's like, look at all this depressing death, and then, bam, cheating fair games. But yeah, it is cool because so 36 card tuck box with your 12 creature cards, 13 power cards, 6 memory cards, 1 character card, an 8-page player rules folio, 8-page GM rules folio, and then you need 6-sided dice. But the concept behind it is really neat. And again, it's a 2-player game, so I like that it's just a neat little card-based RPG, and has some really, really neat art. Let's see. Elementria. This is one I talked about, I think, when it first launched. And I said we would come check it out, because it didn't fund its first day. I don't think. Well, if it did, they'd put it like giant. Oh, funded day 1. Let's see. So they're close to 60,000 of the 19 that they were looking for. Let's see. Every pledge plants 3 trees. Well, that's kind of cool. Let's see. I dig these social stretch goals. That's always kind of neat. So you got nature, air, spirits, fire, metal, earth, water. So it's a 5e base game, and let's see, $30 Aussie, $19 American. So Freedom Bucks versus Kangaroo Bucks. So 19 Freedom Bucks versus 30 Kangaroo Bucks. You get the PDF. 65 Kangaroo Bucks gets you the hardcover and PDF and a fold-out map. 65 Kangaroo Bucks gets you the PDF and the Spell and Technique card deck. Let's see. That is the creepiest commercial. I got a cat litter commercial that popped up, and it is the CGI from the Cats movie that came out recently that was really horrible meets Soul Train. That was horrifying. I would rather have the Sasquatch playing poker. So 95 Kangaroo Bucks gets you the standard hardcover, the PDF, and the card deck. 125 Kangaroo Bucks gets you the limited edition hardcover, the PDF, and the card deck. So it looks really neat, and it looks like it's actually put together. It looks like a complete product. And they're second created, and they've backed 20. Let's see. Yes, if you see a video that is really bad CGI Soul Train roller skating cats talking about cat litter, that'll probably derail you too. Hey, Valor, a heroic role-playing game system. So, Valor's been at a bunch of events with us. We were going to do a game with Liana from Valor's Games. I had to cancel. I had a migraine coming home from work that day, so they've got 6 days to go. This is the second printing of their game, so they've done well enough with their first printing that they need books. And here's another way to get into a really cool game. And they're so close to their 10. So they got 6 days to go. They've made their goal. So that commercial probably heard me talking about Soul Train. That's why I had added it in there. So $20 gets you the Valor Core Book digital, so the PDF. $30 gets you the Valor Core plus Best in Class digital bundle. So that gives you the PDF, Villains, Creatures, and Foes, Skills, and Abilities pre-release PDF. Oh, cool. And the Class Adventure Path digital edition. So $45 gets you the digital and hardcover Valor Core Book. $70 gets you the Best in Class digital path, Heroic Roleplay digital edition, Heroic Roleplay hardcover edition, and the pre-release of Villains, Creatures, Foes, and Skills, and the Best in Class adventure path. So, fun game, good company, good people, like a lot of really fun art, and if you're local, you'll see them at events. And I leaned on my mic stand when I shouldn't have. And Liana's pretty cool. I don't know if I've actually chatted with Quinn. Okay, I take it back. I know I've chatted with Quinn, but only like once briefly. Liana's pretty cool. So, and they've hit their goal, but now they're getting close to, I love the 77777. They're getting close to a stretch goal. So if you're interested, now's the time to jump in and help them get to a stretch goal. Let's see. Shipwrecks of the Astral Sea, the Gilded Molly. So, a Spelljammer dungeon for astral travelers, level 4 to 6, great for one shot or as a dungeon to explore. So they're, let's see, 6 created, 3 backed, and I think I looked through, has done a bunch of stuff like this. So if you like Spelljammer, I love Spelljammer. Not so keen on the 5e rules. Feels a little rushed. Really need to be fleshed out. So hopefully something like this can actually really help flesh things out. And that looks like the Millennium Falcon. Probably done on purpose. So, Astral Odyssey. Let's see, $5 gets you the Gilded Molly Adventure in PDF with all downloadable maps and assets. 25s gets you same thing with Traveler Encounters Volume 1 and 2. 55, the D12. Gilded Molly, downloadable maps and assets, and a seat at my online campaign. And 145 gets you the PDF, downloadable maps, and a character illustration. So, release the tiny beasts. Let's see. Slime, a 5e splat book. Literally. Slime is filled with new 5e races, subclasses, spells, monsters, and more. Great for players and game masters. They're at 15,000 of their 10,000 goal. 9 days to go. 12 created, 136 backed from Skeleton Key Games. That cover is actually super cool looking, and it'd be really nifty if it was actually, they did one in 3D, but it'd be a nightmare to put onto a deck or onto a shelf. But fully illustrated Slime, a fully illustrated hardcover book for players and GMs. Slime accessory deck, a 54 card deck containing a number of useful cards, adventure tiles, Sludge Farm, a set of 20 double-sided map tiles featuring an ooze-filled caravan. Over 40 unique tile designs. Arcane Scrollworks, simple slime spells, a trio of hand-finished scrolls designed for the spells found in the slime book and card deck. Get the lowdown on each of the items below. So here's your... The Way of the Boneless Fist. A monk subclass. Glue. The Slime accessory deck. Spell cards, dossier deck, give caverns, dungeons, and forests, and NPC and creation and other cards. There's your adventure tiles, and then your adventure scrolls. Oh, these are actually really cool looking. 3 scrolls, a 3-scroll set based on spells from the pages of Slime. That's actually really nifty looking. So the levels are... You get the PDF and print on demand for $9. The adventure deck PDF for $10. Or the accessory deck. The accessory deck is $16. Slime PDF is $20. Oh, the adventure tiles, excuse me, in PDF and print on demand are $9. The Arcane Scrollworks Slime Collection is $34. Slime Digital Collection $35. Hardcover plus PDF is $48, and the unboxed set is $109. Do they have a picture of the unboxed set? No, they don't. Hang on, let's see. So, Slime PDF, $20. The scroll work is just the scrolls. Okay. Digital collection is all that in PDF, and the virtual tabletop, and a print on for the tiles. And then the Slime, a 8.5-inch square hardcover book. Oh, square books are such... Yes, I gotta love how much they leaned into it. So the Slime Unboxed set is the 8.5-inch square hardcover book. Square books are such a nightmare to put places. Slime PDF, Slime Accessory Deck, the Slime Accessory Deck PDF, the Arcane Scrollworks Slime Collection, Adventure Tiles, Sludge Farm Printed Tiles, and then Adventure Tiles, Sludge Farm PDF, the Virtual Tabletop, and Print on Demand Code. So if you're all in on Slime and what they're producing here, for $109, you can get the unboxed set. But I'm really curious about this book. And I love that they called it a splat book. I mean, it is a splat book, but they leaned into that hard. And Code Warriors. You're a program living in a computer world. The computer's crashing. Will you survive? Made me think Tron meets Mad Max. They're well over double their goal. 18 created, 125 backed. Let's see. Life in the system was simple. Every program had a job, and every job was important. Or so it seemed. It was an ordered society that functioned well. So it seemed. Then the collapse began. The system is breaking down. Chaos reigns. Aberrants abound. The old structures are gone. Everything is falling apart. And in some places, literally. Now you, a program, can be whomever or whatever you want to be. And that's a good thing, because the system needs you. This may be the end. Will you say goodbye, world, or will you fight for a new one? I really like the idea of the world, and pretty neat. Code Wars uses the ENnie-nominated roll track system, also used in Good Strong Hands 2022 ENnie nominee for Best Rules and Best Family Game. Characters have 4 traits: body, mind, charm, and heart. No, not heart. Let's see. $20 gets you the PDF. 40 gets the PDF in the book. 40 gets you the PDF, a book special, print on demand only, international. Okay, if you're overseas. 60 gets you the PDF, the book, dice, tin, international. And then so that's the international one, and then if you're in the U.S., here's the U.S. tier one. So I kind of dig the getting paranoia vibes. A little, well, I don't know if paranoia. I'm definitely sticking with Tron meets Mad Max. Oh, those dice are super duper cool. they're glitchy. Oh, and the dice are made by Q Workshop. I love Q Workshop. Fulfilled by Drive-Thru RPG. Neat. They've unlocked a few things, or almost unlocked the Embiggening Protocol. Book Embiggening Protocol 1. Function unlocked. Add more program upgrades, cool things your character can do, and some additional fun, engaging locales in the system, the world in which your character lives in. They got the Embiggening Protocol 2, expanding the GM advice section to add some story schemes to use to get up and running quickly. And they're close to getting their third one. Add a player guidance section, as well as add additional aberrants, monsters, to the GM section. I like this one. Tell me that doesn't look like Tron meets Mad Max. It's got a skull on his light cycle thing. I'm digging it. Let's see. Let's go to GameFound. They were trying to get 10,000 euros. They're 18,000 euros. This is Shiver. Heard very good things about this. I'm intrigued. So, let's see. Blockbuster set is 40 euros. The Slasher starter set is 40 euros. So they're same thing, just different covers. The extended cut, just again, is 75 pounds. And then the VIP double feature gets you everything. What is Shiver? It's an award-winning scary movie RPG, a tabletop role-playing game that brings out tales of mysterious, the peculiar, and the strange to life. Inspired by the love of horror films, cult classic movies, and pulp TV shows, Shiver is an easy-to-learn and an innovative system that brings storytelling to the fore. Shiver makes it simple for you to tell stories you want to tell, however weird, wonderful, or terrifying they may be. And 23 days left to go. Wow, they've got a while. They got a long ways to go. So I'm excited for this one because I've been keeping an eye on this one. Yes, it does look really cool. From the little bits I've been able to look into it, does look like it's a pretty streamlined system that gets out of the way, for the lack of a better part. I think it'll be a lot of fun, especially for like one shots. Ooh, an all access pass, 300 pounds. Um, so I think there's already Shiver stuff on the market. Um, but see, you can get. There's the original Shiver, I think. See, yeah, Shiver Gothic Secrets. That's the one that. So you get the Generation Murder physical, the Legend of the Silver Scream physical, Shiver RPG. Yeah, there is so these are expansions for Shiver. Cursed Library, Director Screen, Shiver Dice Pack, Shiver Gothic, Shiver Gothic Disciples of Dreadstone, Monster Dice, Bullet, Metal Dice. Wow. Shiver Return to Camp Blood, The Art of Shiver, Shiver Blockbuster, Shiver Starter Rulebook, Shiver Dice Pack, Shiver Pre-Filled Character Sheets, Blockbuster Storage Box, and Slasher Storage Box. So these they're the same but different. So they're the same core system. This one is more slasher focused, and this one is more blockbuster movie focused. Cameo role. Be in the book. 800 pounds. Want to star in one of our tabletop movies? Get a load of loot as well. Look no further. So actually, you get you get a lot of stuff. You get basically everything the last one did, and then some. And then you get to be in the book. So they're doing well. Let's see what else is on GameFound. In Dreams. Let's see. They're over there. They wanted 3,000. They got 12 days ago. They're at nearly 8. So, In Dreams is a slightly surreal storytelling game for one and the winner of so it's a one-player journaling style game. The core deck of Dreams provides card-based journaling prompts with vivid imagery and evocate text to immerse you in evocative text to immerse you in a dream world you wouldn't have otherwise imagined. That's a lot of big words. So I will say this is put together by somebody that likes to write. So this is probably not a game for me. Big words just suck for reading out loud. So, the core deck of In Dreams provides you with card-based journaling prompts with vivid imagery and evocative text to immerse you in a dream world you wouldn't have otherwise imagined. 36 prompt cards. Each have 4 prompts on them and location on the back. 18 event cards and have 3 events each, modified by 6 possible tones. The cards chain together in interesting ways to create millions of potential unique encounters. The dreamscape is fluid and surreal. Close your eyes and let the dream carry you through the worlds you never before imagined. I love stuff like this because you can use it as one player thing, but you could use it also as a GM tool to create a world to spin and tell to put your players through. So looks really neat. And they're doing well. So if you're looking for a cool one-player game or something you can help you create cool worlds with others, here you go. And also, so Death Valley, 19 days left. They're looking for 6,000 pounds. They're at 2,500 pounds. It is a gritty D6 Western RPG. One of the people I talked to about RPGs that's in the UK was like, oh, another person from the UK that's fascinated with the Old West. And apparently there's I joke with my UK friends that we have a lot of people in the US that are still fascinated with the British monarchy, even though we overthrew them, cast off their yoke years ago, centuries ago, really. But there's some weird mystique. There's a bunch of people in the UK that are fascinated with the Old West of the US, because it's a unique period of history that no other country has anything like it. Every country kind of has one of those things, like Robin Hood for the Brits, and we've got the Old West. So they get a little time to go. £50 gets you both their books, the core book and the advanced rules. 25 gets you just the book. 65 gets you, or £80 gets you all three of their books: the Quick Start, the Advanced Rules, and the Lawmaster's Guide. And I actually like how they've done this, where they've got your basic rules and then your advanced rules. I think more games need to do that, because there's a lot of rules that many RPGs don't need in their core book that they could strip away and make an entire different book and go, hey, now that you've gotten into the game and you're playing, here's some cool stuff to add in and make the game more immersive, or may expand the universe or something. Because so much in a lot of games could be stripped away and make it much easier to learn, and then you hand the players the advanced rules to do some cool stuff. Let's see. Nightmare Fuel. So this is on BackerKit. BackerKit Beta. I will have to say, unless you've got a login, the BackerKit site is really, really painful to search for. So, Gaming Ballistic LLC. 3 new bestiary volumes for Dungeon Fantasy RPG. Terrible slithering things, creepy crawlies with their skeleton on the outside, or no skeleton at all. And a section of awful green things. 3 books filled with nightmare fuel. They're at $20,000 of their $24,000 goal. They've got 20 days left. Let's see. Aww. The Bugistry, the Serpents of Legend, the Garden of Evil. Aww. Nightmare Fuel provides 3 theme books of monsters: Serpents of Legends, 40 pages; the Bugistry, 36 pages; and the Garden of Evil. Each book is presented in a very similar fashion to the Nordlund Bestiary, with background, abilities, stats, and each creature having its own custom artwork. The details of each book can be found below. Welcome to your nightmare. Hope you're not too afraid of spiders, bugs, and carnivorous plants. Oh, these are pretty. Wow. Okay. I think these are very cartoony looking, and then you're like, oh, not cartoony. Why did it have to be snakes? Wow. Yeah. This is some really nice art. It's a really creepy serpent person thing. Let's see. Wow. That is creepy. Okay. Carnivorous tree. Oh, that's a dryad. Nice. $125. All the new things, print and PDF. Serpents of Legend, print and PDF. The Bugistry, print, PDF. Garden of Evil, print, PDF. Shields Up, print and PDF. Nightmare Fuel quick reference cards, physical deck and PDFs. Nightmare Fuel Foundry virtual tabletop module. 105, Complete Nightmare, print and PDF. So, Serpents of Legends, Bugistry, the Garden of Evil, Nightmare Fuel quick reference cards, and the Foundry tabletop module. Build your own reward. Well, that's kind of cool. Nightmare Fuel PDF only. So you get all 3 books for $35 in PDF. Complete digital Nightmare. So all of the virtual tabletop and books and the Nightmare reference guide for $50. And then $10 more, you get the Shields Up book. Wow. 130. This includes a Nightmare Fuel Omnibus stretch goal if it is unlocked. The Nordbound Bestiary is 192. So this also comes with the Nordbound Bestiary and Enemy books, as well as the 3 books in this one. Oh, see you later. Thanks for stopping by. Wow, this has got a ton of stuff. So, and then retail level. Let's see. Get on to Humble Bundle. So, talked about this one. This one has How many days left? Where's the ending date on this? Oh, 9 days, 15 hours, 4 minutes. It's funny because this is all put out by Crucible 7 in PDF form, but the game was originally, this is the Fantasy Flight D10 system. It is not the new Crucible 7 Warhammer Flight and Fancy, or I forget what it's called. This is the old stuff that was put out originally by Fantasy Flight. It is a really cool system. I dig it, and this is a ton of books. You get so much stuff, and a coupon to visit the Crucible 7 store. Cubicle 7. I don't know why I say Crucible 7. Probably because I'm looking at something that'd be more Crucible than Cubicle. So $25. Or 30 over here. So it says $25 get all 41 items. That is crazy. That is a ton of stuff. Then, so this one isn't an RPG, but Vampire Hunter D is a really awesome take on vampires and all that. You follow, I forget his name, but he's a Dunpeel, and that means nothing to you until you've read the books, or the mangas, or you've watched the animes. So $15 gets you all 29 of the. I think this is everything. Oh yeah, his name is D. Yes. Well, that's why I couldn't remember it, because it's just D. But this will get you 29 books, and they're a fascinating read. It is a really, really cool take from a Japanese writer and artist on just vampire lore in general. And I love the movies. I've read a handful of the mangas. Carissa's read most of them. I think she's missing some. So maybe I'll buy this one for her, even though both of us prefer having physical versions. But this will at least get her through the story, because the finding all of these without searching online or digging them up and paying an arm and a leg for random ones is pretty tough. Let's see. Haven't really read it, but watched the one movie and I adore it. Yes. The movies are all worth watching. Some are better than others, and it's a really cool world, and I'd like more people to read it, and there's really, really cool elements to pull into your game. I can imagine a much better Ravenloft after you've read through these. Much. Any vampire setting game can improve with a read through of these or watching the movies. And here we are to what I'm going to be ending on for the foreseeable future is Bundle of Holding. I always like to cover what they're doing. And again, as much as I love physical books, this is a great way for people to get into things. And so let's look over GURPS. GURPS 4th edition Essentials. So $20 gets you a whole bunch of stuff. And then, so for $40, you get the entire base collection here, which is the base set characters, template toolkit 1, adaptations, how to be a GURPS GM. That is actually great advice, and the GURPS GM screen. But you also get high tech, ultra tech, biotech, low tech, and 2 weapons tables. And then GURPS Mass Combat, which, if GURPS has this cool mass combat system. A lot of RPGs do not do mass combat well, and I don't want to say GURPS does it well, but they have a rules book to at least do it. Tinkering with it a little bit, you can make it work for your setting, but it is awesome to have rules to do mass combat. because most games break when you get large combats. Okay, almost every game breaks when you do large combats. But GURPS actually has a rulebook specifically for it. And because it is October, we have GURPS Horror, which is up for 20 more-ish days. So GURPS Horror, $15 gets you the core, and then $31-ish gets you everything. So you get GURPS 4E Horror, Creatures of the Night 1 through 5. So it's 5 bestiaries for GURPS of monsters and everything. Infinite Worlds. So you can get these 3, or you can get all of these for, I think it was $15 or whatever it was. And then you add in the Madness Dossier. So high power horror campaign that asks, can you handle the truth? Monster Hunters. So you get Champions, the Mission, the Enemy, Power-Ups 1, and Loadouts. And then GURPS Zombies, plus Day 1. We have GURPS Zombies in the library. Undead, Infected, or just plain Cursed. So if you like horror and the like, hey, here's a great way to jump in. So for $60, you can get all the GURPS horrors. It's like $62. Gets you all the 4E essentials. And mass combat with zombies. Haha, there you go. So knock out both of those. See, we talked about this one, and it has a little under 7 days left. So these are all individual games. So $8 gets you the first set. Artifact, Apocrypha, Epitaph, and Mappa Imperium. Then the bonus collection, you get the Magus, Bucket of Bolts, Back Again from the Broken Land, which they just released the physical version for, and Apocrypha with two expansions. So $24 gets you all of that. Then Dungeon Crawl Classics Horror. So $10 gets you Creep Scrag Creep, They Served Brendlin Red, Shadow Under Devil's Reef, The Corpse That Love Built, It Consumes, The Web of All Torment, and The Sinister Sutures of the Sumptress. That is a lot of stuff. We covered a lot of stuff today. Showed off that we got the Transformers book, and we got some awesome stuff from Heroic Games. So Maximum Apocalypse, I actually look forward to playing this some with people, because this seemed really, it was a lot of fun. Played these rules with a different overlay, and then Beta Red, cool little cyberpunk RPG with an awesome little tiny little GM screen. It's so small. It's the most adorable GM screen. And I want to thank Charlish for the resub. We will be at next weekend, or this coming weekend, we'll be at Grit City Comic Show in Tacoma. It is a one-day show. Come out if you want to see part of the library in real life, not me holding it up before a camera going, can you see it? Can you see it? Let me show you something off camera. I'll make sure I bring these this weekend. And then in the first weekend of December, we have PAX Unplugged, and man, do we need to get packing for that. Oh, man, there's so much going on. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. It has been a blast, and, well, the library is now closed, and you all have been awesome. Go game with some people, and make friends. To all, a good night. To all, go gaming.